Hi everyone, I'm Nancy.
And I'm Stephanie.
And if you enjoy our show, please like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell.
We're also on Instagram at TWiN, and you can also find us on X. Oh man, I thought we were going to do this whole deep dive of Meghan and Oprah at that Godmother's opening, but no. Town & Country has to put a full spread out the day after the Princess of Wales puts out the most beautiful, most uplifting video I think I have ever seen in my entire life.
How many times have you watched it?
I've watched it a lot.
I mean, it's got to be
too many.
For me, it's got to be close to like 20 times.
Yeah, I mean, too many that I care to share. Princess Catherine broke the internet. We went live with it yesterday. It was amazing. All the news outlets picked it up in the States. And then this morning, all the morning shows were picking it up. It's a huge deal here. We're so happy. 90 minutes after that video was put out, Netflix decided to put this up. Polo is a new documentary series that follows elite global players and offers an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the fast-paced world of the sport from Archwell Productions and Boardwalk Pictures, premiering in December.
Just fell asleep.
If Polo was interesting, there would have been a documentary by now. HBO would have put one out.
A lot of controversy behind that sport.
Yeah, and we're not going to get into it. And we do realize, that Prince William is part of the sport, and so is King Charles. We're not going to get into it. This isn't going to be a downer show, but
they had the sense not to do a freaking documentary on it. They're exactly. Not stupid enough to do it.
I just don't see where the market is for Polo and why Netflix had to, and I don't want to hear,
why.
They were planning on putting it out.
No.
Come on, everybody in the world saw Princess Catherine's video. Everybody. I think it was Tone Deaf. And trust me, they are getting the comments. 12 hours later, they're still getting crazy comments.
But don't you feel like Netflix did it on, obviously they did it intentionally. This wasn't like, they have to still get the money out of those two.
Yeah.
And what's a good way to get money out of them is to controversy. There's money behind controversy. There always is.
No, I agree.
Remember that Paper Magazine cover that Kim did? The champagne and everything? There's money behind all that kind of stuff. I didn't even know what Paper Magazine was.
I know.
So Netflix played their card. They've been sitting on that. Was there a video?
I don't think so.
Okay. No video means
I didn't look
no video means you're right. 90 minutes after the beautiful tribute Catherine put out, 90 minutes. Yeah, they pulled the plug. They said, we're going to put out some pictures, but nothing was planned. Yeah. They didn't know. Netflix didn't know Princess Catherine was going to do that beautiful thing.
So Netflix is on everybody's S list right now. And then Town & Country comes out. So this is going to be a two-parter for us because today we're going to talk about the Town & Country article and the new pictures that have been put out since we saw you last. Meghan Markle was not there just one day. She was there 2 days. It's a cabal. Allegedly. Now, this is all allegedly. We're going to say allegedly, okay, guys?
Cult.
But this is very cultish. Not only did Town & Country have to put one article out, they had to put two. One describing the event, and then the other one describing Meghan's outfits.
It's a very American pay-to-play magazine.
Oh, yeah, no. And we knew that a long time ago because they started doing full spreads of like Kris Jenner and Kourtney's house.
That's pay to play. Architectural Digest is pay to play. All those. Vogue is pay to play now, supposedly.
Yeah. So there's Town & Country. Whatever you think of it, it's done. It's been done.
Don't think this is legit.
No
information.
Exclusive. Inside Meghan Markle's surprise appearance alongside Oprah Winfrey at a Montecito bookstore opening. Prince Harry helped name the space.
Oh,
already
godmothers
off to a great start. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, stood at the front of the new bookstore in the Oceanside enclave of Sutherland, California over the weekend and recalled the last time she set foot in a similar spot. It was back in 2019 during a covert trip to New York from the UK to watch her friend Serena Williams play in the US Open. Hold for a second. Okay, that was not covert. First of all, we knew she was there because she started leaking things. And I don't believe she actually went to a morning yoga session in the Village, but that was leaked. Covert my bum. She stayed for a night in the West Village with another friend, designer Misha Nunu. Before anybody knew Meghan was in town, she went for a walk to the bookstore. For me, sneaking to New York 5 years ago was a really big deal, the Duchess said, describing how she put on a cap and kept her head down.
Oh my
Oh
God.
man, this was back when she had royal protection. Really, Meghan?
She wore a cap.
I was still so uncomfortable being out in the world, she
Oh.
continued, hinting at the fraught time in her tenure as a working royal, the safety of what I was craving. I knew I could find in the bookstore.
God, what are you, Belle from Beauty and the Beast?
Oh,
I mean, when
man.
you're trying to get away and read a book, it's like, what a bunch of garbage.
It's so
I
interesting.
can't even look at the screen to read it.
I know.
It makes me uncomfortable.
It's so cringe. Now Meghan has a new haven just down the mountains from her Montecito home. Godmothers, the latest shop to open in this picturesque pocket of Santa Barbara County. Set in a stately white barn across the street from a gas station and adjacent to a beach cafe, the bookstore is the dream of celebrated literary agent Jennifer Rudolph Walsh and cosmetics mogul Victoria Jackson.
Cosmetics mogul.
We don't have a town square, but Victoria and I wanted to create one where people would come and feel welcome.
Oh.
Rudolph Walsh said, yeah, rich white people.
I was going to say, this is in Montecito, right?
Yes, a
guarded community.
Yeah, you pay for it too. The idea of a neighborhood gathering hits differently in this Tony locale, where many bold-faced names have put down estate-sized roots. Consider the guest list for the Godmother's opening weekend. Oprah Winfrey popped by the friends and family party Friday evening, holding court underneath the string lights of the patio. Meghan was in the mix, as was Prince Harry, silently pointing to his memoir, Spare, when asked if he had a book recommendation. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi made the rounds, as did Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos and his wife Nicole Avant, former U.S. ambassador to the Bahamas. Since its inception, Godmothers has been sprinkled with the Montecito magic. The idea for the name started with Harry at his Beverly Hills book party. What? He thanked Winfrey, Jackson, and Rudolph Walsh for their support, called the trio his fairy godmothers. Okay, this is definitely a cult, allegedly. When plans for the bookstore took shape, Winfrey told the new shopkeepers, there's really only one thing you can name it, Godmothers.
Aww.
Now the Duke's memoir features prominently on the store's Our Local Authors display, another standard bookstore feature that gets a glow up there. Meghan's children's book, The Bench, is part of the assortment, along with titles from Winfrey, DeGeneres, Rob Lowe, Cameron Diaz, and more. Outside of Vintage Airstream serves the food truck helmed by a pair of the founders called the Godson, Chef Miles Robbins, son of Paramount CEO Brian Robbins. The duo met at Ecoli, the Michelin star restaurant in London. Food for opening weekend offered a preview of the possible fare to come with gourmet grilled cheese, fresh baked matcha, and white chocolate chip cookies and creamy soft serve. It's Mayberry for rich people, roars actress Jane Lynch from one of the fireside armchairs. Lynch was greeted enthusiastically Friday night by Jennifer Freed, a best-selling author and Gwyneth Paltrow's psychological astrologer.
You know, they say, she says it's Mayberry for rich people. She was clearly joking,
Yes.
but Freud would say there's no such thing as a joke.
Complimenting her blouse bought that day from the John Wass store in town. Man, they are just merching and plugging Montecito.
How many more are we gonna get?
Holding a mocktail with a sprig of rosemary in it, Lynch gushes about her chosen home. This is the most community I've ever had in my life, she says. We all know each other. We know each other's dogs.
Oh, it's so down to earth.
Yeah. There are the Montecito elders, of which Winfrey is queen. And then there is the younger cohort, many of whom are raising children there. Among this crew, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex stand out, joined by the likes of Bumbles, Whitney Wolfe Herd, and Jamie Kern-Lemur, founder of IT Cosmetics.
I've heard those two names so many times in the last week.
True to its name, the bookstore wants to further its connection. What is godmothers to us? Rudolph Walsh wonders aloud. It's somebody who roots for you, who supports you, who advocates for you. It's somebody who has found family. It's basically somebody who can make money for you.
Yes, it's taking in the vulnerable rich people and sucking them dry. And, you know, we're going to build a little cult here, allegedly.
Later, she emphasizes the importance of reciprocity. Many times, it's the younger person who's teaching the older person something. She recently joked with Harry ahead of the prince's upcoming birthday. Once you turn 40, I've got to find new people in their 30s. Oh, she means recruiting.
Ooh.
That was a little recruitment without even knowing she was saying it. On Friday, the twain mingled as the DJ took the evening soundtrack from Carole King to Chapel Roan. The party was in full swing with the Sussexes arrived, slipping out of their darkened Range Rover and into the evening Sunsplash store. Meghan, clad in an ivory Ralph Lauren tank and long trousers with a diamond necklace around her neck, greeted people with kisses on both cheeks, while Harry turned handshakes into backslapping hugs. I'm just glad he didn't grab people's nipples like he usually does, allegedly. At the end of the founders' brief remarks, as they thanked Winfrey for her support, Meghan held her hand to her mouth and let out a woo! The Sussexes then spent an hour deep in several conversations, moving seamlessly through one group to the next. It's a work event.
This isn't about community. This is about working.
Exactly. Their ease meant a lot to Jackson, who has known the couple since shortly after they moved to California in 2020. Seeing them to be able to come here and be in a safe space, she says, it's what we want it to be. In turn, their support and the light that it will shine on godmothers is pretty extraordinary. Wow, she's just begging to get markled. That's Friday night. Friday night, she drags Harry to this event.
Such a church-like building.
It's very culty.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or does she look exactly like John of God in this photo?
She looks exactly like him.
I was going to say that. Onto something.
I was going to say that the other day. I was like, she looks like a guru, a spiritual guru after everyone's money.
And normally we wouldn't care about stuff like this. But the fact that they were trying to take down the monarchy, that's why we're involved in this. That's why we're watching their every move and calling them out on things. That's why I begged you guys to watch those SLOAN videos that I'm going to put in again. We could make a whole video on Oprah, but we cannot convey it as well as SLOAN does. So we want you to share his videos and get the word out. Everything he said in those videos is true about Oprah. If it wasn't, trust me, he would have been demonetized. They would have been taken down.
We have to remember too, from NXIVM cult, Keith Raniere, he did the same things with the Seagram heirs. He took those Bronson sisters, took all their money, had him fly on their private jet to go see the Dalai Lama, which is a pay-to-play thing.
Yes.
And now one of them's in jail serving time because she served him.
Yeah.
In an SEX cult.
Yeah.
Do we not know where this is headed?
And it doesn't happen overnight. Keith Raniere and NXIVM had been around for years.
This is just the taste of what you guys are going to get.
There's Portia and Ellen, and that's creepy. Ellen literally is telling everyone that she was kicked out of Hollywood for being too toxic.
Ellen just said she left. She goes, I'm never going to show my face again. I'm done with
But
Hollywood.
that Ted Sardanos is letting her have a Netflix special. And she said, this is my last special.
Right.
Why would he even give her a platform? Do you know how many people
hate her?
I'm gonna give you an analogy. You know how many people on the right have said things that nobody likes? And they get canceled. They don't get another chance, one more chance, and then you can go on your own terms. This guy's giving Ellen a platform and saying, you go out on your own terms. Let me refresh your memory, guys, on why Ellen got canceled. Ellen was completely toxic and had a toxic environment. This article came out in 2020 during the pandemic. It was crazy, and she couldn't deny it. She actually came out and apologized. Former employees say Ellen's "be kind" talk show mantra masks a toxic work culture. If Ellen wants to have her own show and have her name on the show title, she needs to be more involved and see what's going on, a former employee said. I put this Buzzfeed article, the description below, but this is just some of it. Ellen DeGeneres has built her worldwide multi-million-dollar brand on the motto, "Be kind," with lavish giveaways and acts of charity. But behind the scenes, current and former employees on her leading daytime show say they faced racism, fear, and intimidation. Who does that sound like? Who does that sound like?
Sounds like Meghan.
It sounds exactly.
It's like Netflix is letting bullies into their streaming service for some reason. They see money in this.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when they gave Chappelle a platform and the left went crazy. They went nuts. We're boycotting Netflix. We're doing this all because he's a comedian and he makes jokes. But Ellen, it's perfectly okay. Racism, intimidation, harassment.
Do you know there are people saying that she didn't want anyone looking at her in the eye?
Yeah.
She has like this God complex where she's so much better. You think those giveaways were to be nice to people?
Yeah.
No, they were to give her that Jesus complex that she so desperately wants.
Also, it was sponsorship. They were sponsoring the show. So those giveaways, it wasn't like she was paying for anything.
And I don't trust her with dogs.
I don't trust her with anybody. But anyways, she is completely toxic. There's another picture of her talking to one of the founders. I mean, it was a work night. That's why she brought Harry. That's why she stayed to talk to people. You know, Saturday night was not as crucial because they weren't taking professional pictures. There she is hugging Oprah.
Jesus Christ.
It's so It's so cringy. She's also trying to merch the purse as well. The whole thing is just so cringe. Now let's get to Godmothers. What is this?
Please no.
What is this? What is this place? Godmothers was founded by two women, Jennifer Walsh and Victoria Jackson. So we Googled both of them, and you're going to love what we found out. Jennifer Walsh is a board member at the talent agency WME.
Oh, wow.
And she runs the agency's worldwide literary, speakers, and conference divisions. Now, obviously, they ran into Harry and Meghan when Harry and Meghan first moved there because Meghan and Harry thought they were going to be speakers. They were going to be hired speakers. They wanted to be like the Obamas or Hillary Clinton, where they get paid like $1 million a speech.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of good money in that. And a lot of people do that. But you know, they blamed the pandemic for that. I just think they didn't want to work. The only time I ever saw Meghan do like a speaking gig was when she was at like, what was it, the Indiana Hilton or Sheraton?
Yeah, like the
or
Marriott or
one
something.
of those.
And then she went out the back and Backgrid got the pictures.
Yeah,
it was all staged.
Yeah. Walsh launched a conference department in 2014, WME Live, which is responsible for creating national conferences for Oprah Winfrey with the Life You Want tour, Ariana Huffington's Thrive, and Cosmopolitan Magazine's Fun, Fearless Life. So this chick is a self-described feminist, social activist. She is for the people. We went on her Instagram page and we just saw some of the stuff that she's involved with. Again, it's like super empowerment. Just notice, again, the inclusion of the group. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. Listen, I don't care. I'm always been from the school of like, you know, I see the person, I don't see the color. But these are the kind of people that were preaching the whole anti-racist George Floyd thing was happening. And they're like, and we have to have uncomfortable conversations. But then the minute it went away, these are the people that she's paying. And there's Reese Witherspoon with her, not surprised. There she is with Gloria Steinem.
Well, now we know the Meghan connection.
Exactly. There she is with Oprah.
Well, there's good money in this.
Oh,
I mean, you go around preaching to the vulnerable and men and women that don't know where their life is going. You're gonna get money out of them because they want to figure out where their life is going.
Yeah. Now let's get to the other person that helped found the bookstore, the safe haven,
The safe space.
Victoria Jackson is an American entrepreneur and writer who ran the cosmetics business, Victoria Jackson Cosmetics, for many years. In 2008, after her daughter was diagnosed, and this is sad, she has wanted to fund research for a cure for her daughter, and she started a charity with her husband. And it actually did do a lot of good. Now, why they call her a medical professional, I'm not understanding. A pioneer in medicine. I'm assuming it's because she funded this Guthrie Jackson charitable foundation.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
If you buy a wing at a hospital, you're in the medical field.
Now, this is no offense to our Catholic friends, okay? The Pope is also pay to play. He is just like the Dalai Lama.
Yes.
It does not take much to get the Pope's blessing or have him say you're a medical guru, okay? Yes. We apologize to our Catholic friends, but again,
this is a business.
This is a business. The church needs to make money too.
Church is a business.
Yeah, so again, nothing against the Pope. We respect the Pope. We always have. Our grandma was a big fan of the Pope.
And they're good at saying it. Like if you meet the Pope or the Dalai Lama, they're good at saying, okay, well, you can meet him, but we're going to need like an honorarium. That's the word they use. And that means a paycheck.
Yeah. I mean, why do you think only rich people like that get to meet the Pope and take pictures like that, guys? Come on. Victoria Jackson also started a fun little skincare line with Ellen.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so they're really good friends. Kind Science. Now, obviously, they did not take off the ground.
Ellen and Meghan are ruining the words kind and joy.
I know. But obviously, this did not do well because who's going to trust Ellen with anything?
No.
There she is with Gloria Steinem, too. So Jennifer Walsh and Victoria Jackson are very good friends of Gloria Steinem. Actually, Victoria Jackson calls Gloria her best friend. And Victoria also, in the past, has propped up Meghan. She was very excited about her archetype. She was even on the show. I don't even remember her on the show. That's how much I try to get it out of my mind, that archetype.
Block it out.
I guess she was on the show. I don't know. And there is her makeup line, Original Makeup. And she is merching the fact that Meghan wore her makeup to the ESPYs, and that's Daniel Martin, the man who applied the makeup. Her makeup.
Can you imagine Princess Catherine or Zara doing that, putting on makeup and then having someone else merch it?
I
mean, how tacky.
Well, they own Meghan and Harry now.
It's so tacky.
These witches own Harry and Meghan.
Gosh.
Now, what I found interesting out of all this was the pictures that they put on the wall. And they were predominantly women of color, and which I found very interesting because as far as like the group that was there, it really wasn't very inclusive.
Well,
in my opinion,
that's the white savior complex.
Yes.
And we've seen this from Khloe Kardashian. We've seen this from Kris Jenner. They collect people.
Yeah.
And it's got that eerie haunted house vibe almost.
Yeah.
Where all the white people are going to come and
it just
sacrifice.
Seems like they're exploiting Black women to get, like, you're right. It is that like white savior
complex. They have to save them. And these
prop them up.
These women of color are like, I'm good. I don't need your help.
I mean, they're not alive, a lot of them. So it's
they
like
have no voice.
No voice.
God, that's so culty.
It is culty. So that is part 1. That is Friday night at Godmother's. We're going to do part 2 on Saturday night, where Meghan was in and out because there weren't, Town and Country wasn't there. I think they took maybe one picture and that was it, but it wasn't an event that she wanted to stay at. They got
a soundbite and then they split.
She had her bodyguard there and then she was out.
She hightailed it back to Culver City. That's where she went. Nancy and I have done videos on this. I mean, Meghan, Oprah, and Ellen are on list. Like the list for the least popular Hollywood people list, it's like, or most hated list. They're on these lists together. Mm-hmm. So whatever they're conjuring up in their little cult church, it should be interesting to see it. I think you're right about the psychic abilities. I think we're going in that direction.
I think that's where they're pushing Meghan.
Yeah.
Like
what else can she do?
You know what? And I'm so happy. Listen, I don't care about family anymore. As far as like the royal family and their blood is thicker than water crap. Listen, Harry needs to stay away from the royal family.
Unless he gets deprogrammed.
He has to. And you know what? Earl Spencer is going to find out the hard way that him inviting into his home, if that were true, and he did stay there, I'm telling you right now, it will backfire on him. These people cannot be trusted.
Why do you think Eugenie and Beatrice are stepping back from him? It's like, you can't. The minute it happens and the minute a cult infiltrates the royal family, where do you think the money's going to go to?
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, they're trying to get collateral. They already have tons of collateral on Harry and Meghan allegedly, and you know this. We've seen this. Like we've seen this our whole life. We follow cult documentaries are one of our favorite things to watch, and this has got a pattern. They all have the same pattern.
Collateral.
Yeah. Today's animal rescue is Rebel Souls Rescue. It was founded by this wonderful woman who literally just would drive all over and rescue animals and pull them out of high kill shelters and rehabilitate them, medical, veterinary, anything they needed, find them homes, trying to get more traction. So we are going to put their link in the description below. Please go take a look at this place. It's small, but it's doing the work, guys. It's doing the amazing work that we have been talking about. They're saving lives. Rebel Souls Rescue.
All right, guys. Well, we will be back tomorrow with part 2. Hopefully the conclusion to this nightmare I'm living in.
No more.
Cults scare me.
Yeah, they do.
They give me the willies.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we love you and we will see you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.